720,000.
970,000. Over 1 million Lagosians, they know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, on all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. First hard fact of the day: 12 weeks. ASU is extending their strike by 12 weeks. The initial warning strike was scheduled to end this Friday, but ASU has now extended it by 3 months. They blame the federal government, whom they say has not made a serious attempt to honor its agreements or engage with them. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. If you are tuning in for the first time, you're in great company. 1 million Lagosians listen to Hard Facts, and if 1 million Lagosians listen, they cannot be wrong. I have a great show for you today. Let's start with the big weekend. Let's talk about Godwin Emefiele going to court over whether he can contest a primary without resigning. And then let's talk about airlines threatening to ground all domestic flights, but standing down. At 4 p.m., the I Beg to Differ debate tournament kicks off. We'll have our first debate between a 9th seed, Justina Adoyi, and 8th seed, Timothy Ebule Chukwuebuka. You remember him from 2021, November 2021. He's 11 years old. He's the youngest contender in this edition of I Beg to Differ. On today's Big Hard Fact, let's talk about work healthcare facility accreditation. The executive secretary of HEFAMA will be breaking down how the agency goes about accrediting hospitals, how some hospitals slip through the cracks, and how you can know if the health facility you want to use is accredited or not. As usual, we're going to bring you the latest updates from the news, sports, and business world. But right now, let's get into the big weekend. If you just tuned in, hello. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
The big weekend.
What restrictions should there be on the political activities of a central banker? And what's the lasting solution to the aviation fuel crisis? It was a big weekend, Lagos. Let's talk. Godwin Emefiele has gone to court to find out if he can run for president without resigning as CBN governor. Now, this comes a couple of days after he said that he had not made a decision about running for president, but that he may be going to court to test his options. So today he approached the Federal High Court, Abuja, through Michael Zekome's law firm. His application joined INEC and the Attorney General of the Federation and queried whether stopping a sitting CBN governor from running for office was violating his rights. He specifically referenced the timeline of presidential primaries, which must hold within the next couple of weeks. The petition suggests that Section 84(12) of the Electoral Act cannot be used to force him to resign before the primaries because the High Court has struck it down. Instead, at the earliest, he should have to resign 30 days before the general elections, not the primary. So general election next year. The petition also suggests that Emefiele is a public servant, not a political appointee, and therefore the restrictions on running for office should not apply to him. Now, the court has responded. They've summoned INEC and the AGF to appear on May 12th, according to The Guardian. So this step today is the biggest confirmation so far amidst all the speculation that Godwin Emefiele is interested in running for president. But for a lot of Nigerians, the question this weekend was, how come we are discussing whether or not a sitting central bank governor will chase a party ticket? As you surely know, central bankers are expected to be 100% removed from partisan politics while in office. This is because monetary policy is supposed to be 100% independent of politics, while economic policy under the finance ministry is political. Now, you have those who point to the constitution and they say, if Emefiele runs, he shouldn't have to resign until 30 days before the general election. And I want us to explore that scenario. Can we do that? Let's explore that scenario. Let's say that Emefiele decides to run, but he will not resign until a month before the general election. The general election in late February. That means that Emefiele wouldn't have to resign until late January. If he were to win the APC ticket this month, it means he would be campaigning for 8 months as flag bearer while serving as CBN governor. For 8 months, he would have power to set the official exchange rate of the naira, power to set interest rates, power to order the freezing of bank accounts, power to ban or permit access to forex for imports, power over the massive debts the federal government currently owes the CBN. So the question here simply is not whether it's good for him to be able to use these powers for his political ambitions. The question is also, what would that put the nation's monetary and banking system in jeopardy? So it's not simply whether, is it good for him to run? Is it good for him to be able to use these powers for his politics? No, the question is also, would that put the nation's monetary and banking system in jeopardy? Let's start there. Our number is 0700-993-993-993. Women, call us on 01465-7190. If you are a central banker listening to the show, I'm curious what you think about what's happening with your governor. You can talk to me anonymously if you'd prefer. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. We're streaming live on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube Nigeria Info FM. The question isn't simply whether it is good for him to be able to use these powers for his political ambitions. The question is also, will that put the nation's monetary and banking system in jeopardy? Tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM. Hello, thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
It's Emma from Akoka.
Welcome, MI.
Sandra, I have no issue with Emefiele, because like I've said on this program, it's hard to wake a man that's pretending to be asleep. It's hard to be, according to the report, if there's anything to go by, we heard that he has a card carrying member of the APC since 2019, February last year. What he does is send the shockwaves to investors' confidence, which is already on the ground, though. This one is going to go underground. Someone with all those powers. He forgot, which he brilliantly pointed out, he listed all the powers he has. He forgot to mention that INEC materials will be kept in the CBN. Sandra, the way we are going to anarchy. So I blame those that are not speaking, but they are claiming that they have integrity. They come and tell us that they have integrity, but they're keeping quiet. So it's not him that I blame. It's the person that sent him that I blame. Thank you very much, Sandra.
All right, thank you for calling. If you're a central bank worker, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the central banker, doing this? We've got Chris on the line. Hi, Chris.
Hello, why? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to have you on the show.
Okay. Honestly, let me join my voice with that of MI. Honestly, I think Emefiele, sincerely speaking, the whole thing is so untidy from my own belief because, the CBN governor is not just an ordinary mayor post. It's a very strategic post. I think, policy demand as issue. Throw in the towel, honestly, because as it stands now, like everybody knows, we cannot conduct election. All the sensitive and some of the not sensitive materials are kept in CBN offices. And this is a man who is overall head. How can we be so sure that he's not going to tamper with those materials? Simply because he's a member of the party, and the election that is going to be held, he has an interest in that particular election. So I think for the posterity to judge him right, I think he should throw in the towel, regardless of going to court or not.
All right. Thank you, Chris, for calling us. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, you probably know how we got here, right? We got here because on Friday, 3 groups claiming to be made up of farmers and Emefiele supporters bought the APC presidential nomination form for him, 100 million naira. And when that news broke, it sparked serious controversy. Like I said, central bankers are expected to be apolitical. And it's not just in Nigeria, it's global best practice. I'm just imagining how Americans would have reacted in the 2000s if Alan Greenspan was running for president while still chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank. It would have been total chaos. Or imagine if during Brexit, news broke that Mark Carney could want to become UK Prime Minister while still heading the Bank of England. Well, actually, Carney couldn't have become UK Prime Minister because he wasn't even from the UK. He was Canadian. That's how apolitical a central banker is expected to be. So, non-political. So non-political that they may as well be a foreigner. And in the Nigerian context, there are special reasons why the CBN and its bosses are expected to be politically neutral. Remember that, like Chris said when he called in, central bank plays a critical role during elections. All INEC's electoral materials are stored in the CBN vaults. When they arrive in the different geopolitical zones from Abuja, they're taken from the airports straight to the CBN offices and they're kept in the vaults. Then the night before the elections, INEC starts moving them from the CBN vaults to all the states and all the local government areas and all the wards. And you know that the moving of electoral materials is a very sensitive exercise because politicians are always trying to hijack these materials to give themselves an advantage. The CBN was then chosen as the repository of these materials because not only is it expected to be safe, but also it's expected to be neutral, just like INEC or the courts. So for a lot of people, the idea of a sitting CBN governor picking a nomination form is as shocking as, say, the Chief Justice or the INEC chairman picking a nomination form. By the way, we heard from the INEC chairman that he's not running for office. INEC put out a statement that the chairman is not interested in running for president because there was talk as well that he may throw his hat in the ring. Mahmoud Yakubu, he's come out to say, look, I have zero plans of running. It would be ridiculous of me to run. Anyway, we started hearing calls for Emefiele to resign. The calls came from presidential aspirants like Aminu Tambowal, civil society organizations like SERAP, and former government officials like Sandra Ezekwesili. But the news also fuels speculation that this was the voice of Jacob but the hand of Esau, and that Emefiele himself may have been behind the group. Then we now finally heard from Emefiele. He tweeted that he wasn't behind the purchase of the forms, that he had not decided whether or not he would run. You know what? I'm going to read his entire statement to you, but I want to take a few more calls so that you tell me how you're feeling. You tell me what you're thinking, and then I'll read Emefiele's full statement to you when he denied that. Well, not even denied. You know what? Let me just wait, take your calls, come back, read his full statement, and then come back and talk to you some more. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Eti from South.
Welcome, Etim.
Yeah. I want to cast the minds of listeners to when Jonathan was appointed as a PEMSEC by Sandra Ezekwesili. He was asked why was she on the S-way to 2 positions, First Lady and Permanent Secretary. Then she was not drawing a salary from that position. Meanwhile, there are many qualified civil servants in Bayelsa government civil service that are qualified for that position. So Emefiele is doing what other Nigerians look at my state. I know so many people from my family who are PDP members,
Etim, hold
and
on.
they are public and civil servants.
Etim, hold on.
So he's just doing what other Nigerians are doing. And why is it that every Afro front?
Okay, if you're not going to listen and let's have a conversation, then there's no point having you on my phone, Abby. Because I can't believe that Etim just drew a parallel between the wife of a president and the governor of CBN. I'm sorry, you have to be absolutely. I will allow you filling the words I'm looking for, because I can't believe that Etim is drawing a parallel between the wife of a president and the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. That's all I'm going to say. We've got Malik calling us. Hi, Malik.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sandra, when you practice chicken politics, that's what you get.
Hello? All right, Malik's connection cut there. Thank you very much for calling, though. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name, ma'am?
I'm fine. Oh. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
This is Joy calling.
Welcome, Joy.
You know what they surprise me for this country?
Wait a minute.
When people they do wrong, there will be people that will be supporting them. Who is buying all this form for these people? If you just sit down and think that this country, are they serious? Are they want to continue like this? See, look at the way somebody is dragging you back. Do we want to go back in this nation, or want to move forward in this country to condemn what is wrong, that is not good in this country? It's very painful, my sister. It's painful. Thank you.
All right, Joy. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
This is Joy calling.
Hi. Welcome, Joy.
The CBN governor, I never knew he's even a card-carrying member of APC until this period. They said he became one 2021. I don't think it was even 2021. 2021 is really official. Within him, he's partisan. He has long been partisan. And his partisanship has cost us a great deal in this nation. Just like you said, if you, based on his position as the CBN governor, some of the monetary policies, he's supposed to be a neutral person, so he gives us the best monetary policy. I bet and I tell you, the banks are really suffering. People are actually, looking at his body language in order to do things in the banking sector. So that is why you see our banking is actually going down. And some of the policies he's even bringing is actually, I don't know, during that NSAS period, it was because of his partisanship. That is why cryptocurrency and so many other things that happened that period that we all know happened. And so many other things that are actually happening within our forex. See, Sandra, I just want to say that for once, let us sit down and think about this nation. That let us have a better nation where everybody is going to enjoy.
All right, Joy, thank you very much for calling. Amarachi is on the line. Hi, Amarachi.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Yes, there is something I noticed.
What?
My husband told me yesterday that in this thing that is just politics, that what they are trying to do is for them to buy the form,
okay,
then at the end of the day secure a seat for themselves, so that when they will now come back, they will not be probed. So the truth is, Emefiele have even done himself harm than good. He would have just stepped out, but since he decided not to step out, he will see himself. He will find his waterloom at the end of the day. Thank you.
All right, Amarachi, thank you for calling. Lagos, if you just tuned into the show, hello to you. We're talking about the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, going to court over whether he can contest a primary without resigning. This is coming a couple of days after he said that he had not made a decision about running for president, but he may be going to the court to test his option. Let me read the statement he put out after news broke that farmers and supporters had bought 100 million naira APC gubernatorial form for him. I am humbled by the growing interest of those asking that I run for the office of president in the 2023 general elections. I've not come to that decision. I note and salute the sacrifices of those farmers and patriots, going as far as raising personal funds and offering me presidential nomination forms. I thank them most profusely. However, should I answer their calls and decide to seek presidential nomination, I will use my own hard-earned savings from over 35 years of banking leadership to buy my own nomination forms without proxies in an open and transparent manner in full compliance with the laws and constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And should I not run for elected office, I'll continue to serve and sacrifice for the good people of Nigeria under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari. This is a serious decision that requires God's divine intervention. In the next few days, the Almighty will so direct. But even this statement from Emefiele, dissociating himself from the bot form, did not end the commentary. Obi Ezekwesili replied to Emefiele's statement. She said, quote, I just read your waffling neither here nor there tweet reacting to news of your payment of 100 million naira for the APC nomination form for 2023 presidential election. Seems you did not read what the APC spokesperson said to Bloomberg, end quote. Ezekwesili is referring to a Bloomberg article which claims that the APC spokesperson told Bloomberg that Emefiele himself bought the form. We're still waiting for a response from the APC spokesperson about Bloomberg's direct claim, but it's very interesting that they went to print with it. Lagos, what do you think about this situation? 0700993993993 I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
When you think of fruit juice and all the goodness that comes in it, think Chivita. It is many years of trust, quality, and all the goodness of fruit poured into one lovely pack with no artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives, specially made for you. And there is more to choose from. Whatever your preferences are, there is a Chivita for you. There is a Chivita for everyone. So, what's your Chivita?
Gather around, kids. You can't miss this news. The best of Nickelodeon is coming to you on Wazobia Max TV. Yes, you heard right. The very best of Nickelodeon is now live on Wazobia Max TV. That's Monday to Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. Enjoy your favorite Nickelodeon shows like Rusty Rivets, Bubble Guppies, Avatar, Game Shakers, and more. Nickelodeon, every kid's favorite, now on Wazobia Max TV. The fun never stops. Watch Wazobia Max TV on UHF 57 and DSTV channel 259.
Plenty people they do business, but not be everybody mean business. The people wey mean business, they know they ever say no to money, cash, card, or even transfer. These kind ones, any business opportunity, then they grab up with them full chest. And then they chook eye only on top of this way make sense. Like a people, cash flow, and how every other thing take they complete. Not be say them only know what thing that they do. They know their numbers and the main business. With the number, you mean business. Enter our website will be www.number.com to take it for start.
This is Digital Life.
The mandate of the Bureau is to implement the Nigeria Data Protection Regulation.
How do you ensure that third-party places that are not the individuals who registered cannot access that information?
Somebody going out to take a loan from a company and then you don't read the details.
Inventors and inventions.
John, Emmanuel says you designed the phone you're using at the moment. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. I designed a phone called Mi 40 Pro. 512 gigabyte internal memory and then 12 gig RAM.
Wow.
Tech heads and data.
And there are some applications, when you are making use of them, they will tell you for permission access to your phone. Some of these applications actually record your voice conversations. It's also part of their terms and conditions.
Join us on Digital Life every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 3:29. This is the big weekend on Hard Facts. And one of the biggest stories from this weekend was Godwin Emefiele going to court to find out whether he can contest a primary without resigning. Well, this one happened today, Sha. What happened over the weekend was, the talk that farmers had bought him a presidential form. 100 million naira, and he came out to say, well, I don't know, one way or the other, God will decide. And my big question is, well, what restrictions should there be on the political activities of a central banker? You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are the nation's #1 talk station, and I want to hear your thoughts on this story. Now, before the break, I read you Obi Ezekwesili's reply to Emefiele's statement, but it did not end with that tweet about Bloomberg's and the statement from the APC spokesperson. Ezekwesili also said, quote, resign, stop embarrassing the country, stop, Godwin Emefiele, this is for you. Time to end your low-grade hide-and-seek game that dangerously toys with the monetary authority of this country and its people. Resign. It is legitimate aspiration to seek to be president of Nigeria, but resign from the central bank to go pursue it. End quote. Let's talk about that as well. What do you think about Ezekwesili's accusation that Emefiele's statement is neither here nor there? Because I read it to you before the break. Let me read it to you again. He said, I'm humbled by the growing interest of those asking that I run for the office of the president in the 2023 general elections. I've not come to that decision. I note and salute the sacrifices of those farmers and patriots going as far as raising personal funds and offering me presidential nomination forms. I thank them profusely. However, should I answer their calls and decide to seek presidential nomination, I will use my own hard-earned savings from over 35 years of banking leadership to buy my own nomination forms without proxies in an open and transparent manner in full compliance with the laws and Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And should I not run for elected office, I will continue to serve and sacrifice for the good people of Nigeria under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari. This is a serious decision that requires God's divine intervention in the next few days. The Almighty will so direct. And Emefiele Obi Ezekwesili says that statement is neither here nor there. She's faulting Emefiele for not rejecting the idea of running for president totally or resigning to do so. She's faulting him for not telling the groups that bought the form for him that it was inappropriate to buy a nomination form for a sitting CBN governor or to suggest that he's a member of a political party. Because to buy a form from a political party, that it means that person is a member of the party, or should be, Which brings me to something the Punch is reporting. The Punch is reporting that Emefiele is a registered member of the APC. Nduka Eric Puma is the APC chairman for Ward 6 of Ika South local government area in Delta State. The Punch said they spoke to him and he said, quote, yes, he has registered since February 2021. He is our member, end quote. So an APC ward chairman is asserting that Nigeria's chief central banker is a card-carrying member of his party. Meanwhile, Serap has threatened to go to court to force Emefiele to resign or to hands off partisan politics. They claim that his involvement would violate the CBN Act. So much to unpack in that story. Feel free to attack the story from whatever angle you want to. 0700993 Hello, thanks for calling us.
Hello, Sandra.
How are you? What's your name?
This is Chinoye.
Chinoye, good to have you on the show. Welcome. Hello? Oh, that's unfortunate. 99.3.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
Gordon is my name.
Your name is Gordon?
My name is Gordian.
Oh, Gordian. Welcome. Go ahead.
I have nothing to say that this man should resign. It's a shame to this country. Have you seen this type of thing happening in any country? The person who is holding the monetary system of this country coming to resign to contest for what? Which means what is happening in this country, he has been siding the APC because he belongs to them. The best thing, let the sheriff go to court and get him out of that. He should go out.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3.
Hello, Sandra.
How are you? What's your name?
This is Noye.
Noye, thank you for calling back.
Your one and only town crier, baby.
My one and only town crier. Hi, Jay. How you see this matter?
Hey, Sandra, first thing when they hold our money, I want to be our president. I want contest of presidency. I be no year way.
Yes, so that's so it be.
Everything does that. Sandra, see, hey, I don't confuse. I don't know my take again. I don't confuse.
Okay.
Sandra.
Oh yeah. Reason and where then call me back. We've got Comrade Ikechukwu on the line. Welcome. Gozikwagi.
Auntie, I believe in this country and I can never run away.
Amen.
And I believe in our dictionary and I believe in our rule of law.
Okay.
What I want to tell you is that this man should not think the law court is bigger than our law by going to law court so that he can contest. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
How can he hold our money and operate our money? And if he wants to become a president or does he have, and in short, what are you going to do, Niger Info, about the tournament? I want to participate. Yes, I want to win 1 million so that to help my business.
Okay. We'll think about it. Thank you for calling. 99.3, hello.
Hello, hi Sandra.
How are you? What's your name?
My name is Shadi. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you? Welcome. Go ahead.
I'm good, thanks. You know, Sandra, the whole thing starts not even about him, them buying from farmers, which is another dodgy part. But the whole let me say the dodgiest part of this, if true, is that he's been an APC member since last year. Like that enough should be enough for the House, the Senate and the President to just we need to have you out. But then it's obvious they've all known about it and everybody just kept quiet. That's another dodgy part. Like this whole thing just stinks to high heavens. It's like, what's the end game here? And initially I thought, because there's CBN Act, right? The CBN Act that says, granted he has 30 days, but I think 30 days has already passed.
30 days before the general elections. So if he gets the flag, he gets to be CBN governor while, running for president for 8 months.
That is just, oh my gosh. Like there's some, isn't he supposed to he should be a man of honor, right? He should just be a honorable person and just do the right thing. And then that's not happening because it looks like he's doubling down. I'm going to go to court. The court is going to tell me what to do. Lord, we are in a hot mess in this country. It's not even funny.
Shade, thank you very much for calling. Well, the court has said, nope, go and bring INEC and Attorney General. Let's look at this thing very well. They summoned INEC and the AGF to appear on May 12th. It's always interesting how quickly our courts work, depending on who is before the courts. I was in court for a matter, and it was difficult to get a date. And they kept adjourning the matter and adjourning the matter and adjourning the matter. But look at this, but the news about this whole thing came out on Friday, and they've already been in front of a judge and gotten a new date for the next time they can be in front of a judge. And the date is not even far, this Thursday. Love it. We've got Emmanuel in Ekpe on the line. Hi, Emmanuel.
I'm fine, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Buy me my card. I've been on the line for a while.
Sorry.
For those who say we need a new constitution to get this country moving, I think this should send a message to them that our problem is not a constitution. It's we ourselves, a Nigerian man. I once had a joke that there are three different kind of humans on earth: the white man, the black man, and the Nigerian man. We have it stated in our laws. Now, the man is disobeying the law before 200 million people. How do you explain that? Is it a matter of constitution? This time around, I bet you this man may not resign. He may not, and nothing will happen. That is Nigeria for you, and that is Nigeria mentality.
Emmanuel from Ekpe, thank you very much for calling. All right, let's talk to Azu Frank. Hi, Azu Frank. Welcome.
Hi, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, before I continue, Sandra, you're looking so good. I love those cowries over there
Thank
on
you.
your head. Those that are listening on the radio, please rush to YouTube and see Sandra. She's looking real good.
Thank you.
As in,
Okay,
yeah.
focus. Thank you.
Yes, focus. Still on the lighter note, with the barrage of everybody's contesting, I was not wondering, I didn't do it per state. I'm from Delta, so I was not asking myself, who is running in my state? Nobody is coming out. And lo and behold, our uncle, what's his name, Emefiele, now said he's going to represent Delta. I said, wow, we don't fit any lands. Delta self must get one person. Now, the numbers can't just... but unfortunately, his big auntie, Ngozi, he's not telling him that, come, uncle, you're not doing it right. And I looked at both of them. I looked at their records. Ngozi has a better record. That means my uncle not doing well. The truth is, Sandra, I am now seeing why our economy was not performing well. This man came one time and told us that our naira was devaluing because of Bureau de change. Can you imagine? As in, he was blaming it on Malams. Oh, today now he's coming to contest and he's not even, just the fault Delta people have. Look at how he's doing it. We should always look and read between the lines. We will see the faults. We will see those that are ready to serve. We will see those that don't have the capacity. Nobody said it all. I just see now. I don't want the verse again though. I like why don't they look your face? You're looking good. Why they happy?
Oh yeah, bye bye. Azu, bye. Thank you very much for calling. We thank God that you have made up your mind to not be vexing anymore. Yes, we are streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Don't forget, our debate starts today. I Beg to Differ returns today from 4:00. We'll have teenagers in the studio debating for us, and today they're going to be talking about something that we've all wondered about, something we've talked about quite a lot, the relationship between parenting and fraud culture. So the topic they're debating is bad parenting is the greatest factor for fraud culture. Today, 4 p.m. And you can watch it on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook, Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. Hello, thanks for calling. Hello, what's your name, sir? Hello? All right, that person can't hear me. 99.3. Hello,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Igwe Victor.
Welcome, Igwe Victor. It's very noisy where you are. You have to call us back. I'm struggling to hear you. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name, sir?
Sandra, this is Achike from First Bank, your Minister for Defense or Secretary of Defense.
Achike, welcome.
Sandra, imagine now that we're going for a function, that I have a dispute with somebody, and I now say that I'm going to be the intermediary. Do you expect the person who is your opponent to believe that there will be a free and fair trial in the case, even though I'm a just person? The answer is no. So apart from that one, I thought the whole point of having these people leave even before the main primaries is so they will not have undue advantage. That's what I understand. And with all the issues we are having, even if he wins in court, it can be legally right, but morally and from a social perspective, it's wrong. The economy is struggling. There is no way you can logically justify that you can be in such a critical position. I'm not even talking, even if he doesn't abuse his power. with the way the country is now, you will be in that position and you're also campaigning. It just doesn't work. How many hours? You cannot serve God and serve Mammon. That interest is right as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Achike, for calling. We'll talk to Okoli and then we'll move on to our final story. It broke over the weekend as well. Okoli is in Bagada. Hi, Okoli.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, the enormity of woes that interface public policy in Nigeria at this time is alarming. You were saying from whichever angle we want to, tackle this matter. I believe the National Assembly for all the woes under this present administration.
Okay.
And I wonder why they should be there, earning whatever they earn based on public policy. People that pay tax.
Okay.
Nigerians that pay tax to the National Assembly that is very indolent because they are not doing anything. If the National Assembly had been working, the oversight functions would have been taken care of ever since. But they are jostling that they will do the bidding of the president at every point in time. So whether it is good or bad, the National Assembly will do that, not knowing that they have the mandate of the people. That's why we talk of three different arms of government. The National Assembly has failed us. And, Sandra, the way it is this. The people of this country must make sure that no serving member of this National Assembly at present will be re-elected to any position in this country. Again, it is so bad that we must have to flush all of them out of that place. For those going for the presidency, whatever position, we must make sure that they don't get it. Any party that is feeding any of them is doing so at its own peril. It will encourage so many new parties, so many other parties to also come into governance. And over time, we'll be able to stabilize this policy and do not go in this direction any longer. So the hashtag is punish them at the polls. We are not going to vote for them again. Thank you.
All right, Okoli, thank you very much for calling. Now, on Friday, airlines said that they would ground domestic flights from today. But yesterday, they walked that decision back. Now, if you want to talk about this story, go ahead and talk about it with me. But I know that you care more about the Emefiele story than this story. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to save this story and we'll talk about it tomorrow when you can really, really pay attention to it. But if this is a story you've been following, you can also share your thoughts on the airline situation. For now, planes will keep flying, but the jet fuel crisis is still unresolved. So we may end up back here again where airlines say, oh, well, we know they fly again. And we may end up here sooner rather than later unless a solution is found. So you can talk to me about what you think the solution is. The airlines obviously cannot keep running at a loss. They say that they are currently running at a loss. So what do you think should happen? Do you think the government should let them increase ticket prices? Do you think the government should step in and subsidize the cost of jet fuel? But the only people they fly in are big men and big women. So if you can afford to fly, maybe you can afford to pay more to fly. So should government really be spending money that it claims to not have to subsidize flying for big men and big women? And so these are the issues that story evoke for me. But feel free to talk about it right now, or you can wait tomorrow on the Big Three. We'll really, really get into it. So yes, two big stories from the weekend: the Emefiele and the Aviation Fuel Crisis. 99.3. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, ma.
How are you, sir?
I'm very, very fine, ma. Good afternoon, ma. President Sandra.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
This is my very, very first time calling. I just left the house now. I was telling my dad that let me go straight to the point. So I'm very, very happy. This is my first time of calling.
I'm glad
Thank you very
to have
much,
you here. Welcome. Go
I hope my dad is listening to me now. Yeah, I know he's listening now. Daddy, shout out to you, Mr. Gabriel Olumide. Shout out to you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Okay, straight to the point. It is not right for Mr. Emefiele to be the governor of the central bank. Okay. Orally and ethically, it's not very, very right.
Okay.
At all. I just believe he should resign. And I believe he's capable, actually. He can go on, and I will probably make a good president. So he's not morally and ethically right now.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling today, and shout out to your dad. Also, shout out to John Makinde. John Makinde is the head of research at Cool Wazobia Info as well as Prana Media. John's birthday is today. So happy birthday to you, John Makinde. I hope you have a glorious celebration today. John is the person who does all our research here, and he's the reason I know that 1 million Lagosians listen to Hard Facts. Thank you again for choosing this show. Let's come back to the phone lines. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you? Welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, your voice is really low. Can you speak louder, maybe?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, Mom. I said for this central bank governor coming out loud saying to Nigerians that what to go to court, and
he has already gone, sir.
And you want to seek for an approval for him to run for president. He's just saying it is a big shame for him to even come out and want to break the law. It's a big shame for him to come out and say many Nigerians and look Nigerians, I don't know, and people, if this man now runs as a president 2020, some Nigerians will go and vote for him while they know that he breaks the rules. I don't just know about it.
Thank you very much for calling. I had to end the call because it's a struggle listening to him. I don't know if it was clear for you who's listening at home or in your car or in your office. But thank you so much for calling. I think we got the gist of what you were trying to say. Joseph says, Sandra, is it the reason why our locally produced rice is not affordable? So these farmers are extorting us to save money just to buy form for Emefiele. Angle. We've got Bamishebi Tiloye who says, Sandra, do you know that the same law stopping Emefiele also affects 7 ministers like Amechi and Ngige? So we need the court to wake up and save our democracy. They should all be disqualified. Caroline Ewan says, hold on. Let me take a look at that message. It got away from me there. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, Carolina one says Nigerians should be wise enough by now to know what to do. The political scene is so untidy. Olarenwaju Shegun says Emefiele feels he's above the law. It's a big shame. All right, we've got more messages on Facebook. I'm going to try and focus on social media messages for now because we have a lot. This one's from Smith Nduka who says, Sandra, after so many years of... Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Akbo says, Sandra, 2 things is going to happen there. Number 1, it's a setup to remove Emefiele from his post by civilians. We are in power. What can you people do if he doesn't resign? All right. Thank you very much for your message. Now, let me be clear. Emefiele has every right to run for president. I mean, it's like Obi Ezekwesili said, he is a citizen of this country. And as a citizen of this country, you have a right to run for president. I have a right to run for president, right? Why it is a problem is because Emefiele is the governor of the central bank. The central bank is built to be apolitical. And now we're hearing, according to the Punch, that Emefiele has been a member of the APC since February 2021. Now he has members of the APC gathering to buy him a form to be president. 100 million naira shelled out to be president. Running on the platform of the APC if he gets the flag. So there's a lot of ethical issues here, especially when you consider that Emefiele is in charge of Nigeria's monetary policy. If you are in charge of any country's monetary policy, you are supposed to be apolitical. It's not just a Nigerian thing, it's a global best practice. We've got Silver Touch on Twitter who says, no wonder local rice... Oh, I've taken that message. Sheyi Ajishafe says, I guess now we see why the CBN was so quick to ban crypto. The absurdity that this man has been a party man all these days shows that he has no integrity. Guess now we see why our economy has been in shambles and nothing was done about it. Mike says, you can't be holding a position like CBN as governor where sensitive electoral materials are or will be kept and you're showing interest to run for political posts under a political party platform. All right. More messages here. Iwoba Ike Tony says it's high time he resigns. This level of rascality is alarming. Adedeji says, let's just say the CBN governor has decided to dance naked and to take his dance to the court of law. I expected his lawyer, Ozekome Mike, to call him to order and advise him correctly. Unfortunately, they opted for stomach infrastructure. Well, we don't know one way or the other whether his lawyer gave him advice. You know, you can't disregard the advice of your lawyer. Their job is to advise you and support you. You know, they'll give you the advice. If you decide to take it, you take it. If you don't, you leave it. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back from this break, Lagos, it will be time for the very first episode of the third edition of this year's I Beg to Differ Students Debate Tournament. Today we're going to be talking about fraud culture and parenting. Is there a relationship? I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Nigeria Info 99.3.
Please, this is not all about prayer. It's not like everything is not prayer. That is Nigerian mentality. If you're not assigning happiness